Elizabeth from Elizabeth Magical Garden, a magical garden reaching for the stars, guys. This is an impromptu live. I literally just came from church not too long ago. I'm actually in the middle of having some peppermint tea. I'm actually almost done. Having some peppermint tea because it was a long service. At least it was a long service for me because this is the first time that I have been physically going to my local church. I usually attend online, but we're back and I want to get into some things, but I don't know if you can see him, but Benji, this is Benji right here. He's laying down. This is him right there. I don't want to move the tripod. I actually have it directly angled in I feel like in a decent spot while it's still charging, if that makes any sense. But before, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you be notified every time your girl uploads a video of some sort. Be sure to check out my blog at Elizabeth Magical Garden. That is my hub where all things that I create resides. Okay. Oh, and don't forget to check out my podcast at Elizabeth Magical Garden as well. I feel like this hair, I literally had it like in a low bun. It wasn't even a bun. It was just like low. It was really cute. And now I'm chilling. You know how it is when you first come back from anywhere. Nevertheless, church is really nostalgic because I remember feeling exactly like this. Like, you're in church all day, you feel good, but you feel so good to get out of your church clothes. Like, I don't know what that is. Leave a comment down below if you know what I'm feeling like. When you got on your dressy clothes and it's nothing like transitioning out of those clothes into something like really comfortable. I just got on this cotton gray crop t-shirt and some short shorts in the house, and I'm just chilling. I'm having my tea. But first and foremost, happy Sunday to each and every one of you. I pray that everybody is enjoying the weather. Currently, it seems like, okay, it's still sunny. It looks like it wants to get a little gray, but it's still sunny around by me. And today was actually a hot but like nice breezy day. It was a perfect Sunday. I feel so, let me tell you something. I feel so happy because for the last couple of days it's been extremely muggy. And it just was not, it was just not letting a girl be great, okay? And the AC was pumping, okay? But I did have on a little sweater to put over my shoulders. But anyway, enough of that. I literally, like I said, I just came from church, and this is the first time that I've been at a well, okay, back up. This is the first time I went to this particular church that I used to go to years ago, but not the first time I went to church. I did go to I would say my base church that I grew up in. I would say maybe like the last time I attended was sometime last year. And it's a Catholic church. This is a Christian church that I went to, like kind of like non-denominational, and just such a vibe. I do love the church I grew up in, but I love, it's something about that praise and worship, you know what I mean, that just like, and I feel like with stuff like that, I'm gonna say for myself, I feel like it has a lot to do with your roots. Being a Black woman, I just feel like there's something in the power of the way we sing, you know what I mean, when you put us all together. And that I can't sing, but I'm just saying I can sing a little bit, but it's just something in that. And I just felt so overwhelmed with the spirit to the point where like guys, I was holding it, like I was trying, but it was just like something in me. And it wasn't sad tears, it was like gratitude. I had so much gratitude, and it was so beautiful. This beautiful lady next to me she just started like, you know, touching my shoulders and everything like that. And you know how it is, like when you start crying, somebody touch you, like it just makes it a little more intense. But I got through it, and we all was there for the same thing, which is just loving the Lord. What got me to thinking, and that's why I'm on here, about, you know, how to receive out, like receiving your abundance. What is what is the key to that? What is the key of living a abundant life, at least in my humble opinion? My walk has been vast, as you guys know. But one of the things that I believe that stayed consistent in my life is prayer. Now, regardless of what you believe in, I do believe there comes a point in each and every one of our lives, including myself, where you're in that whirlpool of questions about life, especially in those tough and hard times. And believe it or not, but even if you're like just speaking in your heart and you're speaking positive, and you're asking for the questions, you are speaking to God. You are professing, you are crying out. And I feel like and this is just my opinion, one of the things that has been consistent for me is prayer. When you take the time to pray and commune with God, the Creator, knowing that faith, and knowing that you uttered those words and understanding that they were heard. When I was a little girl, my mother explained to me the best way she could. I think I was about like maybe like 7 or 8, but I did not forget. I'll never forget that she said this to me. And a matter of fact, we had this conversation not too long ago. She said to me, when praying, pray as you know that you already received it. Because if you're going to doubt what you're praying for, it's like, don't even bother. Don't even, like, she didn't say don't even bother. I mean, I feel like she said that, but basically, it doesn't make sense to pray about something that you don't believe God is going to see through in your life. Point blank, period. And although I was a little girl, something about that struck me. Something about her saying this to me really put me in such a position where I was just like, this is a real thing. Like, I knew that there's times where you hear things and you're like, I can't forget this. And that was one of them. That was one of the things that never left me. Like, she told me one time, I'm sure she told me more than one time, but I got it on the first try. Okay. When she told me that, believe in the prayer and believe that God heard me, and God will answer it and has answered it, that carried me in so many different ways. And I truly believe, regardless of the ups and downs and all arounds in my life, that is how I was always able to, and still am able to, live an abundant life. That is the key, guys. It's not that complicated. And I just realized, depending on your walk of faith of life, sometimes you need it to be a little complicated. Sometimes you need to take the long road in order to realize that you could have took the short road all along. Now, I remember when I went to cosmetology school, and this teacher, well, our instructor at the time, her name was Miss Sandy, and she spoke with a real raspy voice. I don't know, I think she smoked a lot of cigarettes. I'm just saying. She's had such a really raspy voice, and I think she was from Long Island. And she was about that life, but she was she was older, but she was really beautiful. She had a beautiful head of hair, and she was I don't want to say mean, because at the end I really had so much respect for her and so much love for her, but she was extremely strict, let's just say. From day one, she was not playing. She really wanted us to be educated, and she took her profession very seriously. So I remember we would have to stand like for hours and learn how to do these specific cuts and stuff like that. And she one day showed us this. Let me put this back because I'm almost done. One day she showed us this cut that she did, and it's like a squeeze cut basically. And she did it in one swoop. The hair on the mannequin fell down and everything fell into place, like all the like layers and stuff like that. So we was like, well, why are we sitting here doing all this stuff the long way when we could just do it like that? And then I never forget, she said, before you can take shortcuts, you have to know how to do it the long way, like do it in a like very in specifics. And I really believe that's the same thing with our faith. I feel like a lot of times we are left to do things on our own and in our own light. I know I definitely have I definitely have done that, because sometimes your faith level, at least I'm going to speak for myself. I know it was a point in my life where my faith level had a lot of questions. I had so many questions, and I started seeking in so many different, well, not so many, but enough different directions. And to be full circle and to come back into Christianity after leaving my faith for so long, it's just remarkable. It's so crazy because I feel like I always love God, but my relationship in Christ is just so profound. It's just so much more beautiful. I feel young again, guys. I feel good. And this is the abundance. This is the key and the ultimate reservoir of life. I have been down this road before. I was much younger. And I remember feeling refreshed, feeling anew. And maybe I'll tell you that story another time. But in this time, I just feel like I'm just home. That's the base. That's the best way I can say it. And living an abundant life is the having the ability to feel safe within your spirit, feeling good within yourself. It's not to say that every single thing in your life is perfect. It's not to say that you're not gonna be weathering some different storms in life, because this is part of life. This is part of the journey. And it's not until now I'm realizing, okay, because I'm still learning, I'm realizing that the journey is the gift. Like, we always want the end result, right? We always want, at least I know, at least that was me. And that still can be me sometimes, okay? I'm just keeping it, excuse me, 100. We want the end result, right? We feel like once we get there, once we make it, once we acquire that thing, whether it's a goal or something tangible, we believe that everything is going to be all right. We're going to be so much more happier, and it's not true. You can acquire the thing right now and still feel like poo, if that's what you're feeling right now. So the key that I'm believing for an abundant life is taking a deep dive in your walk with God. It's the easiest thing to do. Yes, you could read self-help books. That is always good. You know, a lot of times I love Audible, guys. I love Audible. And I have came across some really great books that has definitely enriched my life. And God can speak to you in so many different ways, especially if you are a seeker of knowledge. If you are a seeker of knowledge in terms of wanting to expand and elevate your mind, that's another thing. And that's something that was taught today in church, in terms of like God wants to elevate us. And the way that God is able to elevate us is through our natural gifts. What did I say? Gifts. Through our natural gifts, using those natural gifts and sharing it with sharing those gifts with people, allowing yourself to learn. Okay, because when you take the time to read and learn and enrich your mind, you're training yourself to see things in a different light, right? And one of the easiest ways to learn and train your mind is by reading the living word, right? I am shocked. I am flabbergasted. It's incredible. And I say this all this, even when I say these things, there's something in my subconscious mind that's like pulling at me like, girl, you don't know that. You didn't know. I knew, but I knew what I know now to be refreshed and to be where I'm at in a space of my life. How can I put this? It's like, it's like your parents telling you not to get in, like, you know how you bring somebody home, maybe somebody new that you're dating, or it could be even a friend, and your mom would tell you like, that person don't mean you no good. Okay, that person don't mean you no good, or that's not the relationship for you. And the first thing we want to do, right, usually is kind of like push back on that, like, excuse me, like, why would I be around somebody that's not good for me, or why would I be in a relationship that's not good for me? And then come to find out, yeah, they were right, right? And it's the same thing. I believe that a lot of us, through a lot of heartbreak, pain, loss, this pandemic didn't help the situation. A lot of people have lost their faith in themselves, never left God. And I'm gonna speak for myself. Like, I always believed in God, but like I said, my spiritual journey has been a journey, and I needed it saved me. It literally saved my life, and I needed to hear God in that way for me. And it's just so funny, as I got healed in my spiritual journey, then it's just like God said, okay, now you're ready to hear me the way I need you to hear me, so you can do my work. And I'm just like, what? Guys, I believe each and every one of you have a gift. I mean, all of us has a gift. It's just that society has trained us from a very early age, letting us know that a lot of our gifts are not profitable, doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to hear it. And I'm here to tell you that is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie to keep you down. That is a lie for you not to prosper. That is a lie. Let me tell you something. God has something good for you. Okay? All you have to do is take that step. I'm going to keep saying that, because for what God is doing in my life, is if me sharing with you guys in this way can help you out just by my testimony, then I have done my job, because it's I have to, because it was people doing, like, it was people all around me doing what I'm doing right now that helped me get back here, if that makes any sense. Anyway, guys, happy Sunday. I am going to edit the podcast for this week. Okay, the podcast the podcast for this week is popping. I actually have been recording those podcasts visually. I usually put up, a screen, but this time I have been putting up my face recording, so be sure to check that out. All the information be down below is at Elizabeth Magical Garden Podcast. She has her own YouTube channel. We used to upload those videos here as well, but she has her own platform, because she's like she's at 100 and 52 episodes, so she have her own house. So be sure to check that out. Thank you to each and every one of you for all your support, regardless if you are subscribed and just shouting me out, checking up on your girl, supporting your girl. From the bottom of my heart, I could never thank you guys enough. So I'm not gonna get emotional. I think I did enough of that today. Anyway, guys, stay in peace, stay in love, and stay in power. Peace.